Hi everyone, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me today's reading. And today's reading is going to be about a lesson you have mastered. We have 3 piles to choose from. The selection will show up on your screen now. Take a few deep breaths and breathe out through your mouth as you focus on these images. And let your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. You're more than welcome to choose one or more piles. I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the first image, this is your reading. So before going into your cards, let's look at the message that came through when I was connecting with your energy as to what lesson have you mastered lately. So we have here the lesson that you have mastered lately is that of patience required in one's growth. The seeds have been planted and the time for nourishment is what determines the path ahead, and you have learned the nitty-gritty details of how to go about this nourishment. This may look very different for each one of you, but you know what to do for your own specific pathway. You have devised your own specific concoction of what it is that serves as a nourishing energy for your purpose. This has not been an easy ride since you have been dealing with the antagonists slash the villains from the beginning of your lifetime. Whatever you have been experiencing is a training in progress for you to be prepared about what is to come in the future and not slip away or lose sight of the goal. Your patience has built your resilience and focus more than you can anticipate at this point in time. The sleeping giant in you is waking up. There is a plethora of possibilities opening there is a plethora of possibilities opening up for you, and they extend far and wide into your future. The anguish in your heart space and the uncomfortable pull is an indication of residual energies from situations that broke your expectations and of situations where your boundaries were crossed in a way that made you feel defenseless and incapable. In those moments when this discomfort surfaces, remind yourself to take deep breaths into your belly and out through your mouth, placing your hand on your chest, and then say out loud, I no longer adhere to this false narrative. I release this with love. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Universe. Affirm this until you feel relief and continue this exercise for however long it is required. All right. Now moving into the cards that we have for you here, pile 1. So we have the scholar and the guide representing what lesson have you learned, like a thematic energy of that. So the guide here is actually that's a scholar, and it says investigation research. The guide says inheritance correction. The first thing that came to my mind was looking at the guide card and how there are keys here. These are all small keys, so it was reminding me of Hierophant a bit. And also with the research card, my attention was time and again going towards this scroll, which was reminding me of holding a degree that you have completed in your formal education. And my vision was also going towards these triangles the triangular scales. And what it's reminding me of is the student has now become the teacher. One was definitely that. And I was also getting reminded of, Harry Potter, especially the first one, the Philosopher's Stone. I perceive that, with these many keys here, the truth about how to create your reality, how to create your destiny, what is possible in this life, the I'm getting like portal, but even if it's not a portal, although for some of you, I would say a portal as well, because this shape here, the shape of, your tombstone, essentially, not your tombstone, but like a tombstone, is reminding me of connecting with, passed on loved ones. And for some of you, I do perceive that you have this capacity, or you probably had it since very young, but it was shut down or it was ridiculed or something like that, or it was not fitting this reality of, a degree or these scales or the rigid reality of what looks like, is the societal standard of a successful life. And It's like your third eye was always open, honestly, pile one, or it was definitely very easy to open your third eye compared to other people. You were naturally born with this gift, but with the guide card here, it's reminding me of the Hierophant as well, and it says inheritance. So I do perceive that, a certain set of rules must have been passed down in your family line where you eventually learned from your elders and they had learned from their own elders that you cannot dabble into this area of life, into occult, into esotericism, or spiritual stuff or energy based stuff. Because with the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones, it's the philosopher's stone, that's an alchemical object or alchemizes stuff, right? So I perceive that you have this capacity to create your own reality, to manifest your own reality, to work with energies to make it work for you, to create something greater. But it was always looked down upon, or you were shut down, made to shut this down in your life, because maybe you were laughed at when you talked about these capacities that you have, or you were made to feel like you were someone who was crazy, who didn't know what they were doing, or who didn't know what they were saying. Yet because it was not, it's like whoever set down these rules did not want you to have these keys to another reality altogether, which would probably even make your life easier, is what I'm receiving. And with the scholar card and the Harry Potter reference coming through as well, I wonder if some of you have ideas or had ideas of novels or stories that could resonate with younger people, young adult children, or whoever. And they were based in spirituality, in magic, and esoteric symbols and stuff like that. Basically that genre of writing, maybe you were drawn towards this, and this is a lesson that you've mastered, essentially, where you are not hiding this anymore, and you know that you are the one who's going to write your own destiny. You had to go through a lot, because if you see, there's a lot of smoke here, and this person is ringing a bell, essentially. So I do perceive this to be, you had to go through a lot of stuff, especially a lot of healing around what you were hearing, what were you listening to. So you had to clear that up a lot. Maybe some of you do have strong clairaudience and clairvoyance, both of these things, because I'm getting vision also with the third, this eye represented here. I also perceive that, yeah, maybe some of you were at the receiving end of evil eye, the victims of evil. I don't want to use the word victim, but you received that energy a lot, and so that also shut your own wisdom down a lot, because you growing up, we are children, we are more susceptible to energies, and we don't really realize what's happening around us. Especially something that might be shutting our capacities down. So that's what I'm perceiving. Like, in general, what you have learned is to leave this entire story behind. You are writing your own story now, pile one, and you have learned this the hard way, and as had come through in the channel messages too, that you might have been facing this since the time you were born. So that's why I was saying, this seems like a set of rules or a way of being that was passed on into your ancestry and was followed very religiously. Maybe this is about religion as well, and how certain religions may not allow you, or certain teachings in certain religions may not allow you to explore your own intuition or spiritual learnings, right? In some way, shape, or form, we do come across those kind of instances every now and then. So maybe that was really rigid and very firm in your upbringing. So what you have learned is that the scholar or the student now has become the guide. They have become the teacher. They know what to do, and they know, many of you may know how to ward off evil energy and ward off the evil spirits also. You might have learned this, or spirits that are not, or energies that are not good, or not uplifting, essentially. In specifics, we have the Nine of Swords and the Wall of Fortune. The wall energy is coming through very strongly. It's like you have broken down a wall, and there is this wall of fame energy as well. Like, will my name be there on this wall of fame if I follow these rules set by people I care about? And it's like you are breaking down that wall, and you're creating a whole new pathway after breaking down that wall. And we have Nine of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune here. So Nine of Swords is actually letting me know, especially with how I pers I am not too sure, but this could be the claw of a vulture and the eyes. If it's not a vulture, maybe an eagle. And then there are earthworms as well. So it's like you have seen the fall of people who were at really great or bigger positions or higher positions, and you have seen how eventually they all become dust. Like all of us, regardless of what our social stature is, we become dust. We go back into Mother Earth, and that's it. That is, how do I say, that's how temporary human life is, how grand it can be, yet how humbling it can be to be on earth, because there is a whole variety of experiences a human being can go through, and many a times it's determined by a lot of factors outside of you. It's just that regardless of what outside factors are, how are you from within, that determines more of how these things would play out. And you have seen that people who were predators or had predatory energy and were not so willing for everyone to have equal chances or equal opportunities, or being a wall no wow wall again, so being a pillar of support for those around them, or they didn't consider basic human things in connection to other humans, and kept valuable information just for themselves. It's like you have learned that they eventually, it's the fall of an entire empire. You have seen that as well, and all of this going to dust, and nothing that was predating or before that death sort of an experience mattered anymore or going forward. What mattered was how this person or these people treated others, or what ideas did they infiltrate in other people's mind in some way, shape, or form, or inspired them to pursue. What kind of ideas did they, or the beliefs did they influence into other people's minds. And with the Wheel of Fortune and Nine of Swords, what I'm receiving is that after Nine of Swords comes after Eight of Swords. So you were probably in an Eight of Swords situation for a really long for a really long time in your life, where you might have thought that you cannot outgrow this situation around you, this confusion around you. But with the Nine of Swords, I do perceive that you started realizing the value of really small things, or insects, essentially earthworms. Many people probably kill them, or I don't know, do whatnot with it, right? But earthworms are so important for the manure of the soil, for cultivating or maintaining the health of the soil, of the mud. And that's what you started realizing, especially in terms of whatever was keeping you caged in your mind was more so influenced by how people in your life, or people before you, were treating others, or even you in your life. So you started realizing the minute details as to how their behavior, their beliefs were had become a part of who you are, or how you thought. And so then you started breaking it down one by one, and you realize the value of the smallest of creatures and how they add to the entirety of all that is alive and living. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like this web is letting me know you started realizing the connections between everything that has happened and where you are in life right now. You've gained profound wisdom, Pile One, about how life works, especially how mind control and mind control and fear mongering can restrict people and not let people explore the magnanimous, or huge potential that they have as beings, because they're not just only their physical body. There's so much more than that. And that's what you have started realizing, Pile One, in a very profound way. Not just realizing it, you've taken the step to write your own destiny with the Wheel of Fortune here. So it's like you are not caring if the wheel is moving in an upwards direction, or if the wheel is going down. It's like you have learned to override the wheel in a way, like not being dependent on how life situations outside of you are. You are still, if the situation is not supporting you, you're still determined to create your own reality beyond those restrictions. And you've learned to in understand the interconnectedness from the smallest of atom to the biggest of things available within the universe, be it a planet, the sun, or whatnot, right? You have understood the quantum entanglement of things. So you create an effect on one end of the universe, and it does reflect on the other end of the universe or within the quantum field. You're realizing that effect very profoundly right now. So now you're not letting that affect what you really wanted to do. Like I said, some of you, this writing thing is coming through very strongly. So maybe many of you channel through writing, and you may or may not know about this. So like auto writing and writing stories that are probably based on fantasies, but it's also helping you articulate your own spiritual experiences in some way, shape, or form. And how have you done this with an it's like really powerful energy, pile one, for you, because we have nine of wands and the three of swords. It's We were talking about expectations in the channel messages too, your expectations not being met. And with the nine of wands, it's like you have shown utter resilience through this entire process. And clearly it was not at all easy. You were not at all having fun during this journey. With the three of swords here, we have four of cups also at the bottom of the deck. Many a times you might have felt that, am I even on the right path? Is it really serving me? Is it that am I just making castles up in the air, or am I really following my intuition, following my guidance? But you were, with the nine of wands, in a beautiful way in this card, like in this deck, which is the Wild Unknown Tarot. For a minute there, I forgot the name, by Kim Krantz. The Nine of Wands has the Moon card. So you really were following your inner calling, your intuition, and regardless of how many times you were beaten down or how many ever times you lost, I'm getting like you lost faith in humanity, or you lost faith in the fact that you can keep hope. You still surrendered to the process. No matter how many times you were almost convinced to give up, you still surrender to the process, and you've come a really long way. And you outmaneuvered any politics happening around you which were time and again breaking your heart. I perceive that you may have gone through a lot of ego deaths, pile number one. We do have even the storyteller at the bottom of the deck. So the storytelling, writing things is definitely coming through very strongly. And as I mentioned, for some of you, this feels like, dabbling, if that's the right word, or venturing into spiritual or occult practices, or even the psychic abilities that you have, because many of you, I do perceive that there is a mediumship capacity. And the bottom deck, and sorry, the bottom deck energy is the Four of Cups. Well, I wonder why I was getting why okay, yeah. So even with the rat, again, it's like a rodent, again, an animal that is not easily accepted. So you were definitely gaslit a lot, and also misjudged many a times, is what I'm receiving. But you kept moving forward. The resilience you have built, pile one, is impeccable. It has widened your energy field for having patience and for letting things work out. I do perceive that this pile has learned a lot through their Saturn placement. Now the last few cards that we have here are encouraging messages from your higher self and spirit guides. We have spiritual growth and divine timing. So that divine timing again represents that Saturnian energy. So as I think had shown up in your channel messages to pile one. With spiritual growth, this entire journey has been such for you. It has been a spiritual growth journey for you. It had to happen this way for you to reach at this point in time where you deny anything that belittles you or belittles any human being, and break through that barrier and create a space that is an allowance of you and any other human being as well. Not ridiculing people, or not creating an environment where people do not even have a chance to express themselves or learn the capacities or the strengths that they have. You are at a point right now where you yourself can create an environment where others can come in, and just coming in contact with you will open up those energies in some way, shape, or form, where they are inspired to listen to their intuition and their awareness, and with divine timing as well. Like I said, it's you have learned very in the no not sorry in not so many pleasant ways. You have definitely learned the nature of time and how it works. And so you are not the kind of person who would sow the seeds today and expect it to grow up as a full-fledged plant or a tree tomorrow. You understand what all is required. Nourishment, right? That's what had come through in your channel messages. Again, with the earthworms, that nourishing energy, whatever is required to nourish. And you don't underestimate the value of even the simplest of tasks. So your spirit guys are definitely they're just adding on to this message, and they're super proud of how far you've come, pile one, and how much you have learned about timing and the growth of one's soul. Inner child healing, yeah, we have that at the bottom of the deck as well. So a lot of inner child healing, or a significant amount of inner child healing, has occurred for you, pile one. So pile one, that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you again, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi pile 2, if you chose the second image, this is your reading. So before getting into your cards, let's look at what messages had come through as to what lesson you have mastered while I was connecting with your energy. For that we have the lesson that you have mastered is a belief about self. This belief stems from old ancestral patterns of what you do and do not deserve. It was a gut-wrenching experience for you to reach where you are today. You are not unaware of the trials and tribulations one has to go through when it comes to relating the self to more positive and light-based energies, as you have lived for a really long time associating yourself with your darker aspects more. Because this association came from a false belief that made you disassociate with your own light, the false belief that you are unworthy of love. This belief arose from the fact that the energies around you were feeding off of your light and feeding into your demons of shame and guilt. But you have worked upon rising above them with sheer grit and dedication, and it is bearing fruits. Lean into this freshness of energies that you've been experiencing in your day-to-day life, as it will strengthen your footing in your own light. You have come a long way, and you deserve to love and be loved. So pile 2, that's the message for you. Maybe some of you have some messages in pile 1 as well. So the cards that we have for you, pile number 2, are the painter and the cartographer, with the energies or the cards representing what lesson have you mastered. And the first thing that came to my mind was, all that glitters is not gold. So I do perceive that you may have had people around you, relatives, friends, siblings, cousins, what have you. I don't perceive parental energy as such, but more so like people who are supposed to be family or supportive, be even if it's friends or even like mentors, because we do have the patron at the bottom of the deck and it says mentorship and finances. Let me just read the keywords here. The painter says productivity and creation, and the cartographer says a crossroads exploration. So what that's telling me, many these people that were supposed to be your mentors, people who were supposed to guide you, especially growing up, probably, they webbed a whole world of lies around you, and especially making you feel inferior in some way, shape, or form, like that they had a better life, they were living in better circumstances and stuff like that. Because with the painter here and three paint brushes, it's like they are flowers here. I wonder, yeah, now it's visible. So it's very a flowery, floral, soft energy, right? And very ornate energy. So that's what I'm receiving. Like, they made a lot of stories that were very ornate in nature and made you probably feel either financially less than them, or maybe it's just a feeling of security, or having fluffy, flowery energy in relationships. So they made you feel that they had better relationships, or and you did not. So that's the kind of energy I'm receiving. And for a really long time you certainly believed it, because it was with the cartographer here, and the tools here to create the map. What I'm receiving is many people who whoever projecting these energies towards you, or different people, maybe just one person, they it was a very calculative move for sure. It was very thorough, very calculated. Everything was put piece by piece, and one word at a time, or one place at a time, what have you. It was a very clear cut calculation about how to make you feel inferior in some way, shape, or form, or just break your confidence. Even if it was not to make you feel inferior, it was more so that they could see your light, but they didn't want you to see your own light. So dimming that light in whatever forms they could. And this could have been in a very funny manner as well, like passing snide remarks or comments in jokes, or in a humorous way, where you get confused as to what is this person saying, what is their energy. It's not very clear. The lesson that you have mastered is learning that all that glitters is not gold. Whatever stories they've been telling, whatever flowery decorative stories that they've been presenting to you, need not necessarily hold true. Like, the entire castle is built without a strong foundation. It doesn't have a strong rooting. And especially with the flower card, and even flower energy here, I'm getting reminded of wallpapers. So flowery wallpapers, and we have this entire world map here, or the map being created. It's like it's a specific energy of people from your homeland going and living in abroad, basically countries abroad, which are very well off. So they were living a very well off life, or very wealthy life as such. So, and then from there, that space, they might have been saying how beautiful their life is, etc., etc. And what must have been coming to surface for you is that it's not all that has been made out to be. Essentially, that's the clarity you've been receiving, that even though they are living probably in a better country, or in better circumstances, especially financially, they are not necessarily happy, or they don't necessarily have the money. Even maybe all of it is actually a facade. It could apply in any way, shape, or form. So only take what is true for you. Only take away from the messages what is resonating with you. And to clarify this more, we have Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords. It's like you have learned the different colors in which the truth is dressed up, with the Ace of Swords here, and this serpentine or snake like energy moving around the handle. It's like whatever people are communicating is not true, and you are able to recognize that, and you're able to recognize in different ways the truth is decorated or colored and made to feel like the truth, but it's not necessarily the truth. And even with the Seven of Swords, it's like we do have two thunderbolts here, so it's reminding me of the Tower card, in the sense that you now know how to break down the facade of what is not true, and look at the different ways that people lie, because all of these seven swords have seven different sorts of handles. So the way people handle their own truth, the way people are not at all at ease when sharing their truth to the world, and they would dress it up in different ways, they would handle it in different ways, and they would represent it or wield that lie in a different way. You are able to figure out all of these mannerisms. I do perceive this to be more so that you are able to essentially read people's mind in some way, shape, or form. You are able to discern energetically what's coming towards you now, and you are able to essentially look at what people's intentions are. How are they moving towards you now? That has become clear, crystal clear, wow, clear crystal. But yeah, it has become crystal clear to you, or it's becoming even more clearer to you. Definitely, like we have the Ace of Swords, so you see the truth for what it is. You are not falling for the snakes, essentially. And how have you done it? While two, so we have the Daughter of Swords. I do perceive that, for some of you, this could have been heartbreaking in the sense that you might have to give up on a lot of connections that you were that you were thinking were honest but clearly were not. So you had to let go of many relationships like that, and there is cord cutting energy too, because it's coming up here is what I'm like, that's what I received for you. How did you do it? We have the Daughter of Swords with the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. The first thing that is coming to my awareness is with the Page of Pentacles, sorry, Page of Swords and Four of Pentacles. So the Page of Swords is reminding me of, with the Owl card, you had to do all of this work in silence, in hiding. Maybe you were, inactive socially for a really long time. And with the Four of Pentacles being represented the way it's represented here, I definitely perceive that there is a lot of cord cutting that happened for many of you. Either you intentionally did a lot of cord cutting rituals, or you finally, chose to let go of this energy from your life and you asked for help, because I'm perceiving a lot of work with Archangel Michael for many of you here, or similar energy, which helps you see the truth, be firm in your truth, stand strong in your truth, and clear out energies that are not serving you, weighing down. So, Archangel Michael's sword helps you to cut those cords. So many of you might have worked with them, because I do perceive the Daughter of Swords here. So we have like, how many? 6 colored, energy balls. That's how I'm seeing them. So I do perceive that maybe you have 6 guides or 6 energies helping you out, and there's very harmonious energy here. So I don't perceive that you are connected with anyone physical who is helping you out with this, more so that you probably learned with the Patron card here about or we do have the Scholar also. So you certainly investigated or learned how to connect with your intuition, with your guides, with your spirit team, and you made it all work for you in a way where you finally leave behind what is not true for you, what's taking away from your energy. And for many of you, I do perceive that you started realizing the many gifts you always had, but you were either made wrong for it or made to think that they were not really gifts. It was, it's just woo woo, or you were just thinking of stuff in your head, whereas you were not. And with the Page of Swords, I also received that many people did underestimate you, pile number 2, in some way, shape, or form. They thought that you are not mature enough. But that's all, these are all the things that you have worked through. These are the beliefs that you have worked through. You have really investigated these beliefs and where they are coming from and how they have been restricting you. So wherever there were energetic causes that were restricting you, you made it a point to release that. You certainly did a lot of shadow work. We do have the Moon at the bottom of the deck, beneath which is the Father of Wands. It's like how people manipulate to get their way, out of a situation, or take advantage of the situation, and in very subtle ways, because Moon is not an obvious energy. How they affect your subconscious by repeating certain scenarios, certain what's the opposite of quality, certain wrongs or whatever, like things that are amiss in you or within a person, or qualities that do not, serve you, like imprinting that into your subconscious or in your mind, that you don't have good qualities, that you lack in stuff. So imprinting those kind of beliefs in the person's mind to manipulate them. You started seeing through all of this because you worked, and you took that deep dive into your subconscious to look at what is your intuition, what is your inner voice saying, and what is it that is influencing your inner voice, and that is actually and the thing that is influencing your inner voice is actually a projection, or rejection that you receive from someone, and you made it as a belief that didn't work for you. So you nitpicked and worked on all of these things very meticulously. While too, you have certainly learned how to ground your mind into this realm, into the planet, into Earth. So grounding your energy, especially not losing, it's like essentially you have learned not to be in the Nine of Swords energy, where you lose your mind because you are so much in your head and you don't drop down into your body. So many of you, your relationship with your body has been improving, is also another thing that I am perceiving as a result of the lesson that you have learned. Now, the last two cards that we have here are encouraging messages from your higher self and your spirit guides. For that, we have ask and receive, Mother, Father, God. So, Mother, Father, God also reminded me of the fact that if any of these energies were trying to, influence you in a way to think that your family life or your connection with your parents is not that good in some way, shape, or form, I perceive that you've had breakthroughs and clarity about those things as well. So like they try to manipulate that dynamic, the closest dynamic that you may have had. Maybe it's mother with your parents, or someone you connect with as your parents, who genuinely have been, your supporters and well wishers, but they try to, in the simplest of terms, try to poison you against them in some way, shape, or form. So I know it's not the part of the encouraging message, but this came through very strongly, so I wanted to share that. Essentially, like, people try to poison you against the gifts and the light in your own life in some way, shape, or form. Pile 2, that's what I'm receiving, and that is where you have had the breakthrough. You have learned the lesson to understand even, a nuanced difference or a very minute detail when it comes to how people manipulate others or come and try to manipulate you. You know what the truth is. You will break down that facade in seconds or in moments. It will not take you so much time as it used to take you earlier on. And with Mother, Father, God, and ask and receive, what I'm receiving is that your higher self does want to let you know that whatever you ask for, you will receive. Your intuition is always guiding you on the right path, and they're actually very happy for you, the way you have, mastered this lesson essentially. And with Mother, Father, God, what I'm also receiving is that there is a strong indication coming here about your sun sign and how it will guide your path. So learning about your sun sign, and don't worry, you will not lose touch of reality, because I perceive that if you may have certain fears around, if I go into spirituality more, will I become delusional? No, I do perceive that, with this entire valley being here, pile 2, that you have the wisdom to stay grounded and to pursue spiritual energetic stuff and make it work for you, in this reality, in this 3D reality, in this physical realm. So pile 2, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you again for joining, and I hope you subscribe to the channel, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the third image, this is your reading. So before getting into your cards, let's look at the message that has come through for you as to what have you mastered, or a lesson that you have mastered recently. So for you, we have, your lesson has been around love, platonic and romantic alike. The give and take transactional love has changed into something more allowing and beautiful, more flowing in nature, and not so much dependent on external circumstances or anybody else. You have formed boundaries beautifully wherever they are required, and equally learn to open yourself up to love rather than fearing for your life when you start feeling emotions. You have had chest opening, chest cracking sort of cries, really heavy cries that were a crucial part of your initiation and cleansing. Initiation towards love that flows naturally without expectations and with honor for self. You are well liked by your spirit team, and they're nothing but proud of you for how far you have come from a scary cat to a roaring lion or lioness. There is a pep in your step, a floating, fluffy, pink cloud like light energy coming up for you if it is not already here. There is a deep realization of honor for self, especially your own needs, which has led to a humble and clear awareness of the needs of others as well. You're learning and practicing honoring you and others as well, honoring them for who they are and where they are without attaching your worth to any of it. Kudos to you. This has been a long time coming. Open yourself up to receive the magic coming your way. We are just so proud of you. A message from your spirit team. So That's what we have as a message. And now we are going to look into your cards, pile number 3. So we have the orator and the smith as two cards representing what lesson have you mastered, a theme of that, like a thematic energy. And the orator says communication, confidence. The smith says overthinking and taking action. So, especially with this, how this skull is being provided or like being served essentially. So, what I am receiving is that, especially with communication, you are now not as bothered about how people look at you. The way here, the this part of the skull has teeth and this part does not, and these teeth are the maturing ones. So what I'm receiving is that you don't care now if people look at you as someone who is mature enough or not mature enough. You speak your truth. You are vulnerable in the sense that you are vulnerable to people making fun of you or judging you or whatever, but you are now speaking your truth because you have been in your head overthinking and also doing the work to clear out what is it that you really want to express, what is it that you really want to share with the world. And with the smith card, what I'm receiving is that you have now realized that you've done the work, you've done enough work to realize what energy will be received in which kind of situation by what kind of a person. That's becoming much more clear to you, and it has become way clearer to you because of the work that you have anyway done. And so now you know what to communicate where, and you are trusting yourself more to show up more, be it in relationships that are like friendships or a romantic connection or familial connections, family based connections. You now know what to say, what not to say, and you don't mind at all being judged. You don't mind being the face of mockery. I don't know why, if that makes sense, great. But what I'm saying is that even if you are the butt of the joke, you don't mind that now, because you know you're speaking from truth, you're speaking from a place of authenticity, of vulnerability, and you know how not doing that was a problem in relationships. It created a dryness, an isolation sort of an energy when you were not expressing what was true for you, when you were not sharing what you really wanted in the connection or what you really felt in the connection, be it in any way, shape or form, like even if it was places that you could have improved, or you could have asked the other person to pay attention to more, whatever the scenario may be. Either way, you were not being honest with yourself. It's like you knew these things and like how it was not working out, but you were not very vocal about it. You probably were a person who used to beat themselves up as to, is this my place to share this, will this person receive it with ease, will it really create any solution for us, or would it make situations or the things that are around us much more worse. So you have mastered this lesson, where especially the major lesson is about not feeling threatened by the judgments or projections thrown at your way, especially in the way you show up in the world. So this could be as well as how you physically show up in the world. I do perceive that this might be a kinder dialogue towards yourself, the way your body is, and how you like whatever connection you have with your body and how you are being perceived physically in the world. You now have a more compassionate and kinder dialogue within yourself. Your inner dialogue is much more compassionate when it comes to your relationship with your own body. You don't bother about the fact that with the maturity thing, that's another thing that's coming up. Maybe you are someone doing who's probably in a profession, or who's doing something, or who's someone who gives advices and stuff, and because you might be someone who looks younger for their age, or you have that childlike energy, people might presume that you don't know what you're talking about, whereas you are walking the talk, to be honest, with the cards that we have here. So people might presume that as well, and this could have been a ticking point for you earlier on, but now it doesn't matter, because okay, let's get into the next few cards. So what we have here is temperance and the high priestess, telling us specifically what have you mastered, or what lesson have you mastered. And this is with the temperance card, I'm also getting and the High Priestess. To be honest, like just these two cards and Temperance in itself, I'm getting this hot and cold energy. So not hot and cold in the sense that you are being mean or you are being manipulative, but it's more so that you are now being an allowance of your, like, had come in the message as well, you are more an allowance of who you are, as in within connections that are currently in your life, or personal connections where you were fearing sharing your truth, where maybe in some conversations you did not want to take part, you just wanted to rest. In some conversations you are funny as hell, and you enjoy being the class clown by giving yourself the permission to be that way, because you enjoyed being the funny person or the funny guy or girl in the group. But in certain situations you are the stoic spiritual philosopher, in highly intelligent and highly aware of energies, kind of a person who's giving out wisdom. So that you switch between these energies, and you're not being angry at yourself, or thinking that am I doing the right thing when I'm switching from these, from in between these kind of energies. And now it's not that way. Like that's the hot and cold energy I'm talking about. Some places you are very active, very upfront about a lot of things, and in some places you just sit and observe. You are more of an introvert. I generally get that this pile is more of an introvert, but now you are honoring all phases of yourself, pile 3. So that is the lesson you've learned, especially about, I do perceive, with the Temperance and High Priestess. So Temperance is Sagittarius energy, it is the philosopher's energy, or spirituality and stuff like that. I do perceive that you have learned where to share what, and because what I'm perceiving is that earlier when you were learning these things, you might have been very excited to share these things with everyone around you, because or you understood how valuable it was and how it was changing your life. Now it's not like that. Now you gauge the energy, and now you understand what information needs to be shared where, so you're very clear about your boundaries, as was coming in the message. And with the High Priestess also, I perceive that if you had this fear that you might intimidate people, because of which you were not showing up as who you are, you didn't want to make other people uncomfortable, you have mastered that lesson as well. You are like, because if you look at the High Priestess, it's a magnificent, beautiful, and probably scary as well, a white tigress. So it's reminding me of the message in your channel messages, which said that you have come a long way from a scaredy cat to a lion or lioness. So it's like you knew what potential you held, and you knew it disturbed a lot of people, so you did not want to rock the boat at this during those times or in the past. But now it's not the case. It's like if your silence speaks volumes, in the sense that it also intimidates people, you don't mind that. You don't mind people judging you as a bitch or as someone who is very arrogant. You just sit there like a High Priestess. So how did you do this? For that we have Hermit and the Four of Cups. First of all, I perceive that the work that you did definitely was a lot of inner work. You went within, and the shell of the tortoise or the turtle here is actually, so it's a lot of doodling and like a loop thing. So what I'm receiving is that you started understanding the more you worked within yourself, for yourself, and started understanding your own inner world, you realized how many layers other people have as well. So many, some of them are beliefs that these people wanted to believe so that they could feel better about themselves. And then you understood that this concept of wanting to feel better about themselves was not necessarily coming from a place of demeaning somebody else, but more so that they feel confident within themselves. So it's like I feel like you have had more allowance for people who may have done you wrong as well, pile number 3. So you've learned that too, because it happened it happened because of the journey you took within yourself. And especially with the Four of Cups and these pretty glasses here representing the cups, what I'm receiving is that you were able to do this because you started understanding how not just understanding, you first disassociated yourself, or distance yourself from material stuff or stuff that used to look pretty, or a similar energy maybe in connections where you look at social media and people have really amazing relationships, only for you to later find out that it was all false facade essentially, or just a facade. So you learned, or you took or made that choice to distance yourself from all these ornate beautiful things, be it in physical form or how people express themselves or show themselves. And then you listened to your intuition. Where is your intuition guiding you? What is the pain point here? What is the belief that is not helping me recognize that it's okay for me to be my entire self? Be it essentially embracing the darker side of myself or the lighter side of myself, embracing all of it together and not making it myself wrong for it. That's the energy that I'm receiving, that your intuition guided you towards that more than focusing on what's working in the physical or not, because you recognized at the bottom of the deck here we have Daughter of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Empress, and Eight of Swords. So I'll look at the Eight of Swords later, but with Five of Pentacles and Daughter of Sword and the Empress, what I'm receiving is that you learn that a lack mentality and not feeling supported leads people to Eight of Swords energy, where they feel trapped in their own mind, where they feel that they cannot blossom into this beautiful butterfly that they are meant to, where they are stuck in that transformation period, where they feel that they are just going through painful stuff or transformations, but they are not able to step into the light because they think that what if this lack mindset, not the lack mindset, but what if this abandonment comes up again in the future. You learn that, but what you also recognize is, for many of these people around you, including yourself, it must have been around a mother wound, about especially about being nurtured and feeling supported. Because with the Empress being this tree here, I do perceive that so for a tree to blossom, what I'm actually getting reminded of is when the lockdown had happened, how nature started recovering so quickly. So it's something that is innately present in the planet. There was no external force required by any other third party, because nature in itself is so well equipped and self-sufficient. So it's like this, that self-sufficient nature within each of us as human beings, that self-healing capacity and the self-satisfying capacity, not satisfying but satisfying yourself without external validation. You learn that that is what is important for a person to bloom, for a person to be in their magnetic energy, where they bring in and are an allowance of things that really create greater for themselves. And you learn that people were not able to do this, including yourself, because there was a wound around being neglected and emotionally specifically, and not nurtured. And you could only do this with the Four of Cups here, because you detach yourself from material gains or what materially looks good. And you made the choice of listening to your inner voice. You made the choice to listen to, or like look at this inner flame, this inner wisdom that you have within yourself, pile 3. That is why you were able to, or that is how you were able to master this lesson. And with the Hermit card, I also perceive that another thing that you learned is you cannot always be in the hermit mode, or you don't need to be, because of course, if it's a choice for you to be in the hermit mode in this lifetime and you do feel that that's your purpose, that's a totally different case. So don't apply this message for yourself at all if it doesn't resonate. But we are social beings and we need to be around humans and have meaningful connections. You started realizing that as well. That's another thing that was coming through. And I perceive that that thinking prompted you to look at everyone's situation from a third person perspective, rather than feeling like a victim in a connection or feeling powerless in a connection. So you distance yourself from that. And I'm not necessarily saying, I'm not at all justifying the wrongdoings of anybody here. It's like you are able to look at everyone's perspective, everyone's life and their way of being from a third person or a broader perspective, because you've done that for with your own self. You realize where you probably were not being your best self, right? And you started realizing that thing, or the choices or the thoughts that you were having were not really helping the connection to grow and flourish in the way it was supposed to. So because you did that for yourself, you were able to, or are able to, look at other people through that similar lens and hold space for them, have allowance for them. The last two cards that we have here for you is transformation and do the work. And these are encouraging messages from your higher self and spirit guide. But with this, what I'm receiving is you have done the work, pile 3, and that is why, as the message also said, your spirit team is very, very proud of you. You really have done the work, because of which this transformation is happening. And with the transformation, what I'm receiving is that many of you, either you are beginning to meet these people, or energetically you can perceive that you're meeting more sincere people who really want to be there for you or genuinely want to support you, people who you can call your soul tribe essentially. And we do have forgiveness and understanding at the bottom of the deck, which does tell me that your higher self and your spirit team do really want to prompt you and encourage you to keep practicing forgiveness for yourself, and especially for others as well. Again, this is not to belittle what you went through, or to make or to condone the wrongdoings of others. Not at all. Just a moment. This is not at all to condone the wrongdoings that others might have done towards you, but it's more so to release yourself from that chain reaction of pain occurring time and again, and you hesitating to be yourself in connections. So the also with the transformation card, what I was receiving is that be open to the transformation that is coming through, because you are still in the transformation period. It has not completed yet. So that's another message coming through. And yeah, they're proud of you because you've done the work. So pile 3, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you again so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.